Hello. Today, I'm trying to send and present a crazy idea, a counterintuitive idea, actually. I'm speaking about experience for entrepreneurs. I'm trying to get rid of experience. That's the case. Why? Let's say that in order for you to perform a task, you need to learn how that task is done by a fact source, to learn the correct sequence of doing that task. Let's say that fact source is a craftsman who have found success in doing the same things for years. So that idea puts the assumption that we need to be taught how things are done in order for us to do things the correct way and achieve our goals. And that is true for both entrepreneurs and employees alike, actually. But let us focus on the entrepreneurs right now. How many entrepreneurs are in the audience? Please raise hands. Oh my God. More than half, or maybe half, I don't know. So what I'm trying to say, the entrepreneurs have that problem. I've always heard from business thought leaders and mentors that expertise is king. It's the reality of someone's performance, it's their ability, it's their potential, actually. And this is how a lot of companies, or maybe all of companies, validate people in order for them to be hired, actually. That is right. So in entrepreneurship, it's quite different. It doesn't work that way. Because inexperienced entrepreneurs are pushed to their limits when they operate in a newly established company. They're always dealing with new kind of problems, these kind of problems that they have never seen before, they have never dealt with before. And using abstract reasoning, divergent thinking, being open to new ideas, those tools they use to defend themselves against these surroundings. They cope and adapt. This is the case of Steve Jobs and many others. They haven't had any experience in entrepreneurship before their huge successes, right? Think about it. So what I'm trying to say is, and experience is three things, actually. It's the accumulated knowledge that an entrepreneur have in a certain industry. Over the years, we learn new things. Those things combine with the people that we have met, the connections that we have built, and finally, the challenges that we have dealt with over a certain period of time within a certain industry. This is what experience is, actually. So we have to remember that it's in a certain industry and it is in a certain time. I'm coming to explain that more later. So the entrepreneur's dilemma is how do you get funding if you don't have experience? The venture capitalists and investors, they think about this problem in a different perspective of the entrepreneur's mind. Actually, the entrepreneur's mind deals with the surroundings in a very different way, actually. There was a study done last September in 2014 by a couple of researchers from IE, a business school in Spain, and Neoma, a business school in France. They studied the S&P 500 corporations. They have a sample of 501 CEOs. They looked at the current performance of a company and post-succession performance of a company, of the same company. Post-succession mean after the new CEO got his job. And they have found, actually, surprisingly, that experienced CEOs are worse. They're not good because they are mistakenly applying prior lessons, prior ways of work. This is the mindset that led them to a lower sales and lower valuation of their companies and stocks. And especially outsourced CEOs. When they get a CEO outside of the company, they don't have the culture, they don't know the team dynamics of that company, so it doesn't work that easy. In my next study, there are a couple of researchers also from MIT and Stanford University back in 2011. They have studied the effects that experience and talent have in a firm performance for entrepreneurs. And surprisingly, I love this study because this is where I got this idea from. When you have an uncertain, unfamiliar industry, which is entrepreneurship, by the way, it's always uncertain, always new. We have never seen things before, and we do it all over again. This is entrepreneurship. That's why I'm elaborating and in detail that, please remember, people, this is entrepreneurship. It is not corporations. We are not saying things like HR jobs and sales jobs. It's entrepreneurship. It's new. It always changes, especially technology sector. So, talented entrepreneurs, and by talent I mean the consistent ability to look and validate the entrepreneurial opportunities and act upon these opportunities for you to produce a venture performance like sales and valuation. And they found that talented entrepreneurs are better at managing and success in companies that are new, that are in unfamiliar industry, new industry like Twitter or searching Google or any new industry, actually. Experienced entrepreneurs, on the other hand, are better than the talented ones in one condition: when they operate in a familiar industry. This is why we need to focus. As an investor, if you are an investor and looking to invest in a seed stage company, you need to look for the talent that they possess, not the experience, because their experience wouldn't matter in this situation. They have never seen this kind of work before. And elaborate more on the subject. So, all the experience in the world won't help those guys invent a refrigerator, because their experience is extracting ice, cutting ice, selling ice to pubs. They don't think about getting that ice from a refrigerator. It is not experience that you have to have as a successful entrepreneur. You need to have talent. You need to have divergent thinking, open for ideas. You need to learn how to get information out, to how validate information. So my personal experience with this subject, with this matter, can be put to 3 stories. Back in 2010, I started a company with my co-founder that sells books online. We had zero knowledge about books industry. We had zero knowledge about sales, actually. We were like 20 years old. We have never founded a company before. But we were fast learners. We sought advice. We've spoken with a lot of mentors. We were open for new ideas. We didn't sit in the frame of that industry. And as a result, we had over 1,100% growth in sales at the end of the first year. We had 2 book fairs. We sold books online to all over Syria. And at the end, we ended up selling wholesales to universities and competing with local retailers, large retailers. How is this happening? We don't know anything about books industry. That's what I'm trying to say. The same thing happened to me in 2012. I started a company that works in events and conferences. The same rules applied. We sought advice. We were talking to customers. We were doing things different, not because we were trying to be creative or something. We had no idea what we were doing, actually. So as a result, we produced some of the most prestigious and highly impact conferences in Syria. It's not about your experience, what I'm trying to say. It's about how you validate information, how you get your information, how you learn, and how you cope and adapt to change. And my final story is, I started a company, a tiny company actually, that sells UPS systems. UPS is an abbreviation for alternative power source. I didn't listen to my customers. I didn't listen to my mentors. I did things the way I used to do in my books company. So as a result, I failed because I was overconfident about my methods. And things don't work that way, actually, in entrepreneurship. Everything is new. So I hope I don't do that mistake again. Those stories are only related to my story. But actually, I'm friends with a lot of entrepreneurs in the Middle East. And I'm trying to see a pattern that connects the ability to learn fast, be open to ideas, be very lean in doing your tasks. And most importantly, you have to validate information, and you have to learn how to get information. This ability is really correlated with their business performance as entrepreneurs in the Middle East. So actually, I'm let me sum up my talk by drawing the most salient points I'd like to share with the audience, with the video viewers, with the investors in the audience, actually. Don't look for experience. Look for entrepreneurs who appreciate advice, who go out of their way to find more information, to learn more, to validate the information that they already have. The experience they have doesn't always mean that they are capable of doing the things that you hope they will going to do. Actually, when you work 20 years in an office, you don't have a 20-year long experience. You have a 1-year experience multiplied by 20. It's not a 20-year-old experience, actually. For entrepreneurs, it's exactly the same concept. And that idea is my opinion. I invite you all to disagree with me, actually. But I think that this idea is worth trying. Thank you.